Hey guys, what's up? So I promised I would do it. We're back. And we are going to flip the script from what we've been talking about. So the last couple of videos I talked about some movies that I didn't like very much. Today we're gonna be talking about movies that I will watch again and again and again and again. Specifically. Not just movies that I've revisited. Those, I mean, many of us have. These are the movies I'm talking about whenever they're on. You're like, I am sat, as it were. Movies that you cannot get enough of. Movies that just those are the movies. I'm staying away from franchises. We already talked about Hunger Games. We already know how much I love that. Shrek is another franchise that I eat up. But we're gonna stick with just singular movies. And movies, like I said, that it doesn't matter how many times I've watched them, I will still watch them, and I will still laugh at the funny parts, cry at the sad parts. I don't care. Go ahead, make fun of me. We're gonna do an honorable mention for, movies like Footloose. I could watch Footloose every time it's available to stream for free because I don't own it, and I really should just get it, but I don't have it. So because I don't have it physically, it's only when it's available to stream for free because I only have certain streaming apps, and the one that I pay for, well, there's two that I pay for, and the ones that I pay for would not put that on. So unfortunately, I have to wait. So whenever it is available to stream for free, I do end up watching it. At least a couple times. I just love it. It's so good. But there are three movies in particular that I will die on that hill that these movies are so good that it just, you can't not. You can't not. And I just can't wait to get into this. Ooh, also, one more quick honorable mention, then I promise I'll get into it. Runaway Bride. I lost count how many times I watched it when it was available to stream on Netflix, like 3 years ago. I think I watched it like every day. That movie is so good. But I already talked about that one in a previous video, so the first one that I want to talk about is You've Got Mail, 1998, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, coming back after Sleepless in Seattle, which is another great movie. For me, I think this one is better only because I personally like that it goes from fall, winter to spring. I don't know. There's just something about that that's like Mean Girls. I love Mean Girls because it's just like it takes you through that whole seasonal period. I don't know. There's just something about that that I like. But I haven't watched that one as much, so that's why it's not on this list. It's also very good. But You've Got Mail is different too because for me, it centers the core memory centers around my birthday, and I don't know why. I think it's because it came out around my birthday, I feel like, or we watched it around my birthday for the first time, but I remember it was that time of year. So Thanksgiving and my birthday, they coincide. So first of all, it's a Thanksgiving movie. Like, it starts out in the fall going into Thanksgiving. So that could be why too. But Sleepless in Seattle, I don't know why I associate it more with Christmas, even though it's not a Christmas movie. It's actually a Valentine's movie because it actually goes in, like, Christmas is like 2 seconds and then it goes into Valentine's Day. But who am I? But You've Got Mail is so different in the way that I love Sleepless in Seattle. They did great together in that movie, but there was just something so different. You guys know you saw. I am not a big Tom Hanks fan. Never really was. I kind of always felt like it was a little too. I don't know. I didn't really love everything that he was in. Um, I mean, I don't really love everything that really anybody's in. There's movies from people that I'd like that I didn't really care for, so I don't know. But I do love Meg Ryan, and I think she did such a great job in this movie in particular. Like, I've seen her in other movies, but this was really, really well done. And so, like, if you haven't seen it, so it does kind of take a new, fresh take on this really old, like 1940s-ish movie called Shop Around the Corner, which I've seen that too, and it was pretty good, but this one is still better. It's just, it's just better. So these two people are rival businesses, but they don't know that they're speaking to each other, in the original story in letters, in the updated version, obviously through email. 1998 was like when email was kind of like it was the big thing, and now emails are just annoying to most of us, but that, hey, that's how time works, right? Just moves on. But there is a lot of like, do we meet, do we not? And then at one point they do meet, but they don't know that they are, it's like this whole mistaken identity-esque kind of thing that's happening, because at first they're like, oh, this is this person that works here, and this is this person that works here, and then they're going home and emailing each other, but they don't realize it's the same person. And you kind of see, like, what would you do if you found out that the person that was not being the best to you was the person that you were actually getting to know on a very deep level in another platform? It's interesting. I mean, this movie just warms my heart. And every time it gets near my birthday, I'm like, I want to watch it. I want to watch it. So I need to get that one on DVD, because I don't have it. But yeah. I need to save room for the last one, because it's going to be a long. I know a lot's going to come out with this last one, but the next one, this one I have on DVD, and you're not taking it away from me. I'll fight you for it. This movie, I've already talked about it, but I want to go into it, because this movie, I can't. I just 13 going on 30. You can't tell me that you didn't enjoy this movie. If you didn't like this movie, you're probably a guy. If that. I know guys who like this movie. Okay, it's a good movie. So, Jennifer Garner, which, I mean, she's a ray of sunshine, and I love her. And then Mark Ruffalo, which this movie made me fall in love with him. I love this character so much, and I love the way he did it, and I think it's so nice, because I saw an interview recently where they were talking about his time working on there, and he was just like, oh, I loved it, it was so good, I was so excited, like, it was so much fun, and like, you could see he just enjoyed it so much, and she talks about it too, and how much she loved it, and it's such a special movie, and I was 13 when it came out, so I think that's kind of why it, like, holds a special place in my heart, because I remember watching it for the first time, and I was like, this is such a good movie. And yes, I love it. I love it so much. I watch it all the time. Like, like I said, I have the DVD and I'll just take it out and I'll be like, huh? And I love it. Oh, okay. If you haven't seen it. So, and I don't know why you wouldn't have seen it, but in case you haven't, or in case you weren't sure if you wanted to see it, you'll love it. So, Jennifer Garner plays Jenna, who is 13 and she wants to be 30. Which, girl, why? But she does. So she thinks that the 30s are just going to be so amazing. You know everything. You look great. You feel great. But when you're 13, that's what you think. So, her best friend Matt, it's her birthday, and so he wants to give her something special. He gives her a dream house. Backtracking, I said Jennifer Garner, but she doesn't play her till she's older. So there's young and then there's older. So anyway, but she finds herself seeing what it would be like if she did turn 30, just all of a sudden, and what her life would have been if she made the choices that she was making in the moment that she wished that she was 30. The trajectory that she was going down, all of the Christmas Carol vibe without the Christmas and without the ghosts. It's kind of like you want to be 30? Well, if you were 30 right now, this is how your life would be. Like, this is the choice. These are the choices you would have made wanting to be 30 right now. And you start to see how every choice that you make in your life, it goes much further than the moment you make the choice. And I think that's really powerful. And I think it makes you think, like, the choices that I made at 13, I didn't think anything about me being 30. Or even if I did, I was like, well, I just want this. And how many times do we just want something so bad that we make the choice and then we're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And we always can, move forward, but we can never go back. Unless you're in a movie. So, suffice it to say, it's worth the watch if you haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen it in a while, go watch it again. It was so good. Okay. Okay, are we ready? Are we comfortable? Because I feel it. I feel it. So, you can see the background here is only a small portion of what my room looks like, and it is inspired by this movie. I wanted that feel in this movie, from this movie. I wanted that feeling that I get of just, and that's what I did for my bedroom. That's where we are right now. We are in my bedroom, and this movie had everything to do with what I chose. And I come in and I just hear the music playing from this movie, and I just, it's perfect. We're talking about Pride and Prejudice 2005. Have I watched this movie 9,057,225 times? Yes. Yes. And will I watch it that many times more? Yes. This movie is, I can't. When I say that the first time I saw this movie, my whole entire brain chemistry changed. Okay, so if you're my age, you probably remember even if you're a little younger, you might remember this. You remember when they did Sense and Sensibility, with Kate Winslet in it, and that was good. And they did like Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow. It was okay. I didn't mind those. But this movie, when it came out, I was 14. So I didn't see it until I was about 16. But the amount of times I watched it when it came out, I may or may not have made it to the point where everybody around me was like, can you not watch this movie again? I love this movie so much. So, and this is the version. This is the version. We have Keira Knightley and Matthew Macfadyen. I hope I'm saying his last name right. This is gonna happen a lot. Because, oh my gosh. Okay. This version is, you can't make another version. Because if you try to make another, the way that, first of all, let's talk about Keira Knightley. Okay, I heard a thing, and she confirmed this, and it was actually funny the way she confirmed it. But she said that they were like, well, you're very pretty. And I know we all make the jokes of her saying very pretty. And they said, like, you may be too pretty to play the role of Elizabeth Bennet. But then she said they saw me and they were like, you're fine. But I say, at least from what I'm gathering from the story, I've not fully read the book because I don't think I would want to read it after seeing it the way that it's been done in this movie. But from what I'm gathering from the character, I actually think she did an amazing job and was exactly the kind of look that you're going for. Because here we have a girl who, she's pretty. She's supposed to be pretty. But she's not pretty in the way of, like, doing all of the things that they would do back then to be pretty, quote unquote. So, like, she's like, well, I'd rather have a deep, meaningful conversation or go to a dance, or, you know, like, I don't need, you know. And it just, for me, she has that. That's the vibe that I get from her. So, for me, it worked. Now, let's put the other side. Let's talk about him. Okay, so he plays this kind of like, let me break it down. Because some people don't understand what's going on in the story. And I know, like, my mom, she's like, we need to sit down, we need to watch it, you need to explain to me what's happening because I don't understand. Let me put it in, like, a condensed, but this is why I have extra time I wanted to have extra time to do this. To put it in kind of a condensed and modernized way. Okay, so it's Jane, Lizzie, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia. Okay, they're sisters. Jane's the oldest, she's the prettiest, she's the one that everybody's like, oh, she's gonna get married, she's gonna go. And Lizzie's like, yeah, you're pretty, you look great, all the guys are gonna be all over you, they love you, right? And Jane's like, you're pretty too, you're gonna meet somebody. And she's like, oh no, I'm good. In walks two guys. One guy looks at Jane and is like, "Ooh, who's that?" Goes up to her and like, "You want to dance?" They're at a dance. So he says, "Do you want to dance?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll dance with you, sure." And then Lizzie sees the friend who was with him, and she's like, "Oh, well, did you want to dance?" And he's like, "No." Mm-mm. So she's like, "Okay." And the guy who danced with Jane, after they dance, he goes back to his friend and is like, "Oh my god, she's so pretty." And the friend's like, "Yeah, she's really pretty, yeah." And he's like, "What about her sister, eh?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's alright. Yeah, can we go?" And Lizzie hears him and is like, "Oh, okay." And then they meet another time when the family goes to see some of his family, and they realize that that's who that is. And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm the okay one." And he's like, when they have another dance, he's like, "Oh, did you want to dance?" And she's like, "All right." The tension. She's all, "I love this dance." And he's like, "Yeah, this is fun." And then she's like, and he's like, and it's cute. But the more they start to interact, the more like you see something's going on. But then we hear that he has told his friend, "I just don't know if that girl that you were going with, that you saw at the dance, I don't know, she just seems like she likes you." And so then he kind of leaves her alone, and Lizzie's like, "That's my sister." And he's like, "Well, I didn't." He's like, "First of all, I really like you. Why would you lead with that? Why would you lead with that?" But he did. And she's like, "Wait, we're talking about my sister." And he's like, "Well, she didn't like him." And she's like, "She doesn't talk, so you wouldn't know." And he's like, "Oh, well." And he sets out to make everything right. And it's just, it's so cute. There, we talked about the dance. One more thing that we want to talk about: hand flex. If you've seen this movie, so he's helping after Lizzie and her family go see his family. He's helping her into the carriage. He takes her by the hand, and when he goes to walk away, he's kind of like down by his, like he puts his hand down, and then he kind of like moves it like, ooh. And just the way that he like, when she finally is like, "No." When he talks to her the first time about how he feels, she's like, "Just leave me alone," basically. And he's like, "Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Won't bother you again." And you think, "Oh, well." And then we see her sister getting into this situation where she's way too young and ends up with this guy, and she's like, "Oh my god." And the guy's like, "Can I help? Like, can I do anything? I know this guy." And she's like, "I don't know what you can do." And he sets out to make it right, and he makes it right. And then he talks to his other friend and is like, "Look, that girl that I told you, she actually really likes you. She just doesn't really talk. So you need to go fix this. Go do it." And he ends up going and talking to Jane, and they're gonna get married. And she's like, he's just so cute the way he like, can I talk to you? And like their story is so sweet too. And then it's just, I won't say much because if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it yourself. But the scene where he walks through the morning mist and she just goes, not a lot, not a lot. It's not a big like, but it's like a, and she kind of looks over and she's like, and then also one more thing that I want to add is there is a scene, and I always forget if it's the American version or the British version, but there's another, the version that's on YouTube right now for free. I hope it's still up when I upload this, but it's the one, and they have a brief interlude of what comes of them, and it's one of my favorite things. I love it. I love it. And I will never not rewatch this movie, and the music and the costumes and the speech. Oh, like it's just so good. So good. Let's talk about how, like, first of all, I relate so much to Lizzie because she's just like, look, I want to take care of my family. I don't want to deal with all this. But then she's like, oh, he's really nice. He's really nice. And then he's like, I don't want to be here. Like the first time we see him, he's just like, I don't want to be here. And that's why he's kind of like, when she asks him to dance. And he's just like, so over all of the stuff that he has to do being in a big family that, does all that stuff. And so I kind of like, I can understand like his personality of like, I really don't like to do all this stuff, all the crazy stuff. I like peace in my life. So it's just, and maybe we might talk a little bit more about that in a more serious video, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. This is the kind of stuff I like to watch, so I hope that it starts to engage people. I'm still waiting for comments of like what you guys want to see. Maybe I'll put a poll up and see what everybody wants to see in the future. I'm really interested to see what everybody wants to talk about. What do we want to talk about? I have some things that I want to kind of start doing, some conversations I want to start having, but I don't know. We'll see. But for today, we are finished. Thank you for watching. I hope you will subscribe, turn on post notifications, like this video, comment on this video, let me know what you think, and tune in next week.